Hi, everyone. Today we have a very interesting session. It is based on boring genius exercise that is fully described in the book of Wenger. And the name of the book is Einstein Factor. So if you really read this exercise, then you would fully understand what we're trying to do here. But for ones who was not exposed to this exercise, I just want to mention that this exercise about adopting the quality of the person that we love and adore, um, the quality of this person that we're probably missing in ourselves, or even if we have those qualities, maybe we don't have enough of them, that we need to really look up to either a famous person, or it could be a hero from a movie, or it could be a teacher, guru, anybody who we look at and we understand, all right, this person has the qualities that I want, but how would I get them, right? So that's why we have so many powerful motivators in the United States, like Tony Robbins and other ones. They're getting on stage, they motivate us. We fall in love with them because we really would like to get the qualities for achieving our goals in life. And in a lot of cases, we feel like we are lacking those qualities. So the Borrow Genius exercise is basically choosing avatar. Like in my case, this time I've chosen Oprah Winfrey. I've done similar work with Sarah Jessica Parker in the Russian group. But I really want to do Oprah because I do have my aspirations. I'll talk about this during the session. Um, I believe that for me, that would be the perfect, Oprah would be the perfect avatar to work with today. But you could choose anybody. You should print out your perfect avatar or genius or famous person in black and white, and we're going to be drawn over this printout. Why are we doing it? We're doing it because through Neurographica, it's much easier to get in touch with the personality of our avatar through the lines, through the shapes, through imagination, through visualization. We kind of getting essence of the person or the avatar we're working with. If you remember the movie Avatar, right? Do you remember how the main character slowly transitioned into Avatar? First, he was adopting his identity, then slowly he would get into his shape, he fell in love, and then finally he gave up his body and he became his own avatar. So I'm not really calling anyone to give up your body, but I think it's a good practice to kind of observe the energy, observe the good qualities of people who are really adorable in a lot of ways, in order for us to grow spiritually, in order for us to be more adaptable to life, or in order for us just to be like them, right? To repeat their path. It all depends who you're working with. I would really love to see who was your avatar, who you worked with. But for me today, it's Oprah. And there was a question asked. Somebody asked me, by doing that, do we really interfere with the energy field of these people? And the answer is no, we're not interfering with the energy field. All we're doing is kind of getting the essence of these people, and we're copying them. We're not really robbing these people from their energy or their qualities, but rather we getting into their skin and looking to the world through their eyes, and we're kind of trying to understand how they see the world and how they feel. and why would they have the qualities that we're lacking, and what we need to do in order to gain those qualities, right? So that's what we're going to be doing today. It's not a full exercise, so if you want to understand and practice the full exercise, you should purchase Einstein Factor by Wenger. It is sold in Amazon. Ask me if you have a question about it, but there you have a full exercise. And today is kind of like a warm-up. We're trying to get in touch with Avatar and get an essence. So when it comes to the full practice, then you could just go ahead and practice. All right? So first thing what I would like you to do is to take a piece of paper and to write qualities of your avatar that you would like to observe, that you would like to kind of understand, and also to get in touch with. I'm sorry, I have my Neurographic everywhere. You can see it, right? So, all right. So I'm working with Oprah. You should be working with your own avatar. I hope you found it. I hope you printed out their pictures in black and white. And now I'm gonna just write the qualities of avatar that I'm gonna be applying to the printout. Okay, so for me, who's Oprah? Oprah is she's a queen. That's the first word that comes to me. She's a queen. Oprah is a very bright and smart, right? She's very bright and smart. Also, she is a symbol of achievement, because we know that she came from poverty, and she really, the way she came to her career and her wealth and all of that, I don't know what she did, but it's just enormous for a Black woman at that time to build through this resistance toward Black people. And she's a minority, right? And yet she did it, and she did it better than 99.9% of people on earth, right? So she's a symbol of achievement. All right, she's wealthy, which is also a quality. And also she is a great TV personality. Okay. She's an influencer, right? Nobody would argue on that. Influencer, right? What else can we say about Oprah? That she is courageous woman. Right? Because it really requires so much courage to go through what she went through. Strong. She's a strong woman. Strong. Bright. Oh, I said that, very bright. Strong and fearless. Fearless, right? Somebody maybe in her situation would just say, oh no, like, why me, coming from such a poor background, how would I really influence people around me to believe that I'm bright, I'm smart, but she did it. It's just fantastic. What else we could think about? Oprah is a symbol, and I said that, I think somewhere, yeah, she's a symbol of achievement. I think for me, it's the most important thing that I want to concentrate, because right now, she's an overachiever. Let me just put it here, because for me, it's very important right now to really work on that. And I'm going through a lot of transformation right now. I'm going through, that I was laid off from work in March, and I really wanted it, and I worked hard through Neurographica to make it happen. And I've got my 9 months, almost like a pregnancy term, in order to get reborn into somebody else. And I'm putting enormous amount of effort right now to build my own online school. I've opened Genius Power Club for Russian community, Power Genius Club for English-speaking community. Yes, it goes slow right now, but I know with time we're going to really flourish with both schools. And I'm also developing my own coaching program that would marry a lot of techniques coming from different teachers that I was studying with. And at the end, my dream is to achieve really high in what I'm doing, because I'm truly believing in the method that I'm teaching, mostly Neurographica, but also other methods, including active visualization or image streaming by Wenger. Those are primary ones, but there are a bunch of other ones that kind of like, they come as a bonus. I would say they are really beneficiary with our studies, and they're really helping out to accelerate in both in Neurographica and image streaming techniques. All right, so I'm looking at Oprah, and I have my own aspirations about Oprah, and I'll probably have to announce that, because what they say, when you announce something, then universe is hearing you. So I have to do it out loud. My dream is to be on Oprah's show. And there is something that I've seen not so far ago. I've seen something on Instagram how Oprah was showing her glasses, and she had like a black diamonds all over them, and she was just kind of like showing off with these glasses and talking about how it is good to be rich and all of that. So I'm declaring that I'm going to be at the show, at her show. She's going to invite me to her show to talk about Neurographic and other methods. And also she's going to give me those glasses as a gift. So it may be a dream, right? But we have to really fly high in order to feel satisfied with life. And having crazy dreams sometimes is the best way of doing it. Because it really feeds us with a lot of energy. If you ask me, when I think about it and I visualize myself at Oprah's show, and I visualize myself talking to her, and how she's giving me those glasses, and I'm going to tell her that those glasses mesmerize me. And for me, it's just a symbol of Oprah giving me her power and sharing her power with me. And that's what I would really like to happen. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on today in my practice. Overachieving to be a symbol of somebody who really came from nowhere and really got on the top of the mountain. All right. So the way we're going to be working today, we really need markers, not too thick. I'm going to try to see what I have. I've got a brown marker. I want to test it out a little bit. I think that would be a good one. But you know, for some reason, it's a lot of green coming. I don't know. I'm thinking about green color, and I'm gonna try maybe a green marker and see if it's gonna work for me. That's how we start, right? We're gonna start looking at our markers collection and see, does it work for me? I'm trying some purple one. Let me see the thinner one. Oh, that one probably would work. You see, I have like a really thin marker. I don't know if I can show you. It's all Chinese. Yeah, I would not know what it was, but because it's all Chinese. But anyway, you know, you could see the tip of the marker. It's really thin. And I'm going to start looking at her, right? Thinking about how we're going to meet one day. And, you know, probably I'm going to be older. She's going to be older as well. But who cares? I mean, Earth life is just continuation of variety of lives. And we go and we come back, we go and we come back. I believe in karmic laws. I believe in past life and future lives laws and all of that. So I don't think our life, the way we perceive it, is just, you know, from birth to death. That's it. No, I don't think so. I think it's much more to that than just that. So, and that's what I'm going to be thinking. It's an eternal connection, my connection to Oprah and to her power. I love this picture of her because it really emphasizes her willpower. Like she looks from, when if you look at her position, she looks to the right, to the future, right? It's like she's ready to live for eternity. And that's what I really like. I had some other pictures, but they haven't resonated with me. So that's why I thought that probably this picture would be the best one to start. So, and since I'm concentrating on achieving, I'm going to just start drawing, not touching her face yet, because I don't know yet what's going to happen. And that's exactly how I was working with Sarah Jessica. I started with her hair, and then lots of ideas came to me. Yes, I said that Oprah is a queen, but well, I said almost the same thing about Sarah Jessica when I was working with her avatar. I really wanted to make her as a Lakshmi goddess. It's an Indian goddess of abundance. And here I'm looking at Oprah and I'm like, oh my God, she's a queen. But she may not like this idea. I don't know how that happened on some quantum level. I'm getting messages, whether or not they like what I'm doing. So with Sarah Jessica Park, it turned out totally different. I've got some shamanic woman running with the wolves and like totally fierce and powerful and really this fearless that I've seen before. That was just like wow, like a wild, beautiful shamanic goddess, more than just Indian goddess of abundance. And here I'm looking at Oprah. I'm thinking about that she's a queen, but let's see if she's gonna like it. Okay, so I'm gonna start. All right, Oprah. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna just start putting the lines and getting your essence and feeling trying to breathe. We really need to breathe throughout this whole practice. We really need to do it because otherwise it's just, it's so hard. Because once we're going to start touching the avatars of our geniuses or people we're working with, it's just, for me, my heart starts pumping. I really feel them. I feel like, oh, well, it's a show time. I really need to be prepared for any kind of surprise because we know that we cannot be prepared for neurographic work. We're really getting all of this while we're drawing, right? So there is no prep work that can be done except the fact that, fine, we printed the avatar, but that's about it, right? So I can't plan. I mean, when I plan, I already know I'm going to fail. Like with Sarah Jessica Parker, I'm like, all right, I'm fully planned. Sarah is going to be my Lakshmi goddess, and look what happened at the end. So I'm not planning anymore. Whatever happens right now, I'm letting myself just to play with Oprah's image, and let's see what happens. Right now, I'm only doing her hair. I'm not touching her face. Right here, maybe what I could do just to get around her face, right? Just to feel it. Hey, Oprah, I love you. You're wonderful. And I know I just want to be like you. I want to be as courageous as you. I want to feel exactly the same way as you felt when you were climbing your mountain, when you were not sure about yourself, when you thought that nothing is possible for you, but you really did. You did climb the mountain. And I'm sure the universe looking at you, trying to achieve what you have achieved, they gave you the powers of achievement. I don't know, when I say they, I'm thinking about those, maybe angels or some other powers that they come in when they see someone to be so courageous and so fearless. They come and they want to help. They really have long hands that actually stretching out to anyone who dares to have a big dream. And you know, I've been working as IT project manager, program manager for many years. And the job itself was okay. It's just the environment of the corporate environment really makes me sick. I'm not really that kind of person. And you know, all these people who's like very competitive, trying to really stab you in the back. Or, I mean, maybe some other people they had a better environment, but I was never lucky. I don't know. Maybe it's me because that was not my kind of thing to do in life. I haven't been fulfilling my purpose. I haven't been really doing what I'm supposed to be doing in life. And I just replaced it for material well being. And, you know, it's been understandable. I'm an immigrant. I came from poor country at that time. And, you know, I really needed money. I wanted to feed my son and all of that. But, you know, who cares? At the end, it is what it is. And finally, I feel like I'm getting closer to fulfilling my purpose now. I wish it happened like 10 years ago, but at least I feel like it could possibly, you know, so many people, they just retire without fulfilling what they're supposed to fulfill, and they're miserable, right? They're angry at themselves, they're angry at the world, but I'm not angry at all. I'm actually thankful for this opportunity to go for this. You see, like how many thoughts are coming out when I'm thinking about Oprah and what she's done. And I know she talks a lot about wealth. She likes to be a wealthy woman. She doesn't really hide that. She doesn't hide the excitement about it, but she deserved it. You know, she put so much effort, and how many women like her did exactly the same thing? Self-made women. And it was so interesting, you know. I don't know if you know, there is a Genius Network ran by, let me just round a little bit just to see what's going to happen here. Um, there is a Genius Network, for ones who don't know about Genius Network, ran by entrepreneur and marketing guru, Joe Polish. Um, Hi, Kevin. We have Kevin here. I'm going to pin the video. Okay. All right, let me see. Okay. So I was talking about Joe Polish, and he runs Genius Network, and I believe there is a fee of 25,000 in order to become a member and come quarterly to his meetings, his networking events. And recently on the Facebook, I've got an invitation for special party that he was throwing for Genius Network members, and I got so overly excited. I'm like, oh my God, I should go there. And there was a form, and I started filling up the form, and in the form, it would ask you, what is your yearly income? And, you know, and right now my yearly income is close to none. So, but then there was an explanation. In order to attend the party, you should make $500,000 a year at least, meaning that if you are making 400,000, you would not be able to attend the party. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh, well, I guess not this time. I guess this time I'm not going to get invited. But to be honest with you, 3 months ago, I have not even heard about Joe Polish and his Genius Network, where everyone comes and they kind of like networking, and there are some celebrities coming, Hollywood stars coming to the to his events, and motivators, and like Joe Polish, really, he's like a self-made millionaire, and there's a lot of people would die to come to his place for networking, right? But it was interesting, right? Um, as I said, like I haven't heard about him, and then all of a sudden, at least I'm getting invitation from him to join the party. You know, for me, I was laughing, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's a first step to my meeting with Oprah. That's my first step. When I would be able to get to Joe Polish's network, Genius Network, as he calls it, um, then probably, then probably Oprah would come there and we meet, and I could show her Neurographica. You know, I'm laughing because I know it sounds ridiculous probably for most of you, but for me, it's like, you know, why not? Why can't I even dream about it? Right? Uh, Everything comes from the dreaming state, if you think. Actually, James Cameron, he came, he came up with the Avatar movie through his dream. He dreamt about a beautiful planet, unearthly, something in outer space, and he actually saw all the main characters in the dream. That's how he started working on the movie, and same thing happened to him when he worked on Terminator. The Terminator movie started with a bad dream about some strange person running after a woman and her child. That's how Cameron came up with the idea of Terminator. I don't know if you know about that. And you know, the sewing machine was also invented. I forgot, unfortunately, right now. I don't remember the name of the inventor, but he saw a dream that a lot of tribal people are running after him, and they were about to kill him. And then he noticed that they holding something like really resembling modern needles. So that's how he came up with this whole idea of sewing machine. So that's why I'm saying that, you know, nobody, you know, at least we own the right to have a dream, right? And fantasies. Nobody can take away from us this power. So why not? Why not to use the power of imagination? You know, I'm always thinking that at some point, if you really want something very bad, if you want the qualities, let's say, like I want Oprah's qualities in order to rise, in order to get my coaching program going well. And right now, it's a bit of struggle. Maybe in the Russian community, it's not such a big struggle because I have clients and I have my classes. But in the English world, speaking world, it's a little bit of struggle. Not everyone understands that. Nobody knows about Neurographica, right? So what I'm thinking, it's okay, right? It's up to me to really make it known. It's up to me. Nobody can take this right from me to do that. And that's what makes me feel really excited. I'm like, all right, I was the first one who brought Neurographica to United States. There were some other people, but when they learned, they haven't been teaching, and I started teaching almost immediately. I felt like I have to really let people know that there is a method, fantastic, amazing, that can really change their lives. But because everything here, specifically in States, right, people are so spoiled with lots of motivators and some techniques and people taking endless amount of um, courses and some other programs and all of that. So, you know, people don't know. But when Oprah became the Oprah that we know her, nobody knew about Oprah either. So she put a lot of efforts in order for people to know her. So, all right, while I'm thinking and observing Oprah's qualities with all of that, I'm thinking about what should I do with her face, right? And I don't know yet because I'm not getting messages yet on how I should proceed with her. And I don't want to do the same mistake as I did with Sarah when I was trying to make her Lakshmi, right? The Lakshmi goddess of abundance. Turned out she's totally not that. And I think Oprah has her own hidden secrets that we don't know about anything. I'm sure she has her secrets. She has her secrets of how she climbed on top. She has her current secrets where, she's a human being. She might have her own fears. And when you work with your avatar, you also think about it as well, because, they're all humans, or even if they characters from a movie, or still, even the characters from movies, they also made from maybe from the ideas of some ideal people like James Bond, right? If you think about it, it's like ideal agent, plus he's like a womanizer, Casanova, who loves women and all of that. So what I'm trying to say, I still see her as a human being, but it's just with superior qualities. And that makes me feel like, all right, we're all human beings. If one person can do it, then anybody can do it, but we just need to know how. We need to really communicate with our avatars in order to find those alchemical qualities that they're carrying around. And I know she does. All right, the more I'm looking into her, the more I feel like I have to do something here, right? I have to do something here, and probably it's going to be like something tribal, something like a tribal crown. I don't know yet, but it feels like that. It feels like she is a tribal shamanic woman. I don't know. Not yet. Let me just see more what goes on here. Yeah, I feel like putting that little eye. I love third eye, because third eye is basically the symbol of open consciousness, that they can read people like Oprah, people like Sarah, that they can read universal signs, right? And that's what helps them to become overachievers. Almost feels like they know a secret that most of us don't know. Oh God, like I really want to go deeper here. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, all right. So I hope we have Kevin with me today. Kevin, I hope you have your avatar that you're working with, because we really need to, and when we concentrate on the avatars that we're working, specifically when we're touching their face, it feels a little bit strange to touch their face, It's almost like we're taking our fingers and we're bringing towards their face. That's how it feels. I don't know. But, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get in touch with her essence. I want to copy her knowledge, extract the knowledge that she has, and really apply to myself, apply to my own success. All right, let me see what happens here. Oh God, I'm always, I almost feel like I have to put some sort of tattoos here, but I don't know. I don't know what shape I should be doing here. I have no idea yet. It's gonna come. Just need to be careful. We should not rush the process. The process should not be rushed, because otherwise we're not going to be doing the true thing. It feels right now that it has to be some sort of tattoo, but I don't know yet what kind. So I'm not going to be rushing. It's going to come out. Right? But it feels great, you know. I have so much excitement right now. My heart is pumping. I don't know, it's a magic of touching their faces. You know, the Neuroportrait, it's the algorithm in Neurographica, so that's what we're using here, so you know. Neuroportrait. Neuroportrait is about getting in touch with ourselves, because when we're doing Neuroportrait, we're usually working through our own black and white pictures. Here, the process is similar, but there is a difference because we are working with other people, not just with ourselves. You see that? You see, like, something is coming out. Like, she's, the way I feel about her, that she is a tribal queen. She's a tribal queen. I love that. Oprah, are you a tribal queen? Would you agree on that? I don't know. She's not really communicating yet. We'll see. We'll see. You know, I almost feel like it has to be something here. Like some sort of tattoo that would help me to understand her better. All right. All right. It's almost feel like I have to do a little star here. Wow. Wow. That's awesome. I like it. You see, we're getting into trance when we're not rushing the process, when we let things happen. The trance state comes, and it just tells us what to do. I don't know where this star came from, but now I want to make the star bigger. I felt like she has to have a tattoo in this place, but I wasn't sure what it's supposed to be, but now I'm sure. I can see. It's a star. And we're gonna do a really thin line here. Okay. It's awesome. Now it makes a lot of sense to me, because otherwise it was just like, I don't even know. I don't know if she would like the idea to be a tribal queen, but it seems like she loves this idea. She really does. And I love this idea as well. You could ask your avatar when you're going to be drawing on top of them. Just ask them. And well, Kevin, you drawn probably with me. Just ask them if they like that idea. You may get a message, no, 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 I don't like it, right? You can get a message like that, but I'm getting a positive message that she likes it. She really does, which is wonderful. I'm happy, you know, and for some reason it's just I feel like making the star into like almost like flower. Oh wow. Yeah, it's amazing how things are coming out, you know. I love it. I love it. I love it on her. I think it looks really great. Looks amazing actually on her. She looks amazing. And I feel like I'm getting in touch with her now. I'm almost getting her seeing me doing it. And she loves it. She does. You know, I really need to work a little bit on this tattoo. You know, you could get totally different image, right? Because your avatar probably would be a different person, and then you would want to do something totally different. But we always start with hair, right? We're not rushing into face, because what we really want to do, we really want to get their attention first. And when we're doing their hair, right, we could see and get a better vision of what we're going to do next, right? And here's like almost like that. Right? So when you first work with avatar, just work through the hair until you are totally sure that you're ready to move on working with their face. Oh, wow. Yeah, she looks beautiful. She does. She's an eternal beauty. And that's how I feel her, and I feel her power, almost animalistic power. The power of lioness, I guess. She's got that in her. She's got that in her. Definitely. All right, so I've got some of that, right? So now what I want to do, I want to take pencils. I'm giving you the algorithm, right? So when you're going to be working on your avatar, you really need to get attuned with the inner sense of how you feel about them. Is that the right thing to do to draw this way? You go slow. There is no rush to this process, because otherwise you're going to do something really wrong and then you're not going to be happy. So it is a really meditative process of selecting what really needs to be done. So now I just want to apply a little bit of color and see how it goes. And I'm going to be mixing colors here. That's where NeuroArt comes in place, where you really need to kind of like, again, even with coloring, you have to be sure. All right, let me just try that, right? Like golden color. I really want to put some golden color on this whole thing that is on her face. Oh, wow. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I really, really enjoy doing Oprah. Her face is like so beautiful here in this picture. She's definitely a symbol of, oh, you know what, I'm gonna take very similar pencil. See, my pencil broke. That's an interesting sign. And I like golden pencil, to be honest with you. Golden metallic always brings a good sense and good feeling to coloring. But I'm not going to color everything in this pencil. I'm going to just color this veil that I put on her face. And here I almost feel like I have to add a couple of things like this. Like that. You know. Okay. Okay, Oprah. And you know, it just feels so nice. It feels so nice breathing in her animalistic essence of power. I'm breathing in. You know, it's really overpowering sometimes. We really need to check if we're breathing or not when we're coloring them specifically, because the color is like playing a huge role in this whole thing. You see how she's changing? Her black and white picture changes so much now. And it's like, wow, that's amazing. And, you know, I'm always out of breath. I have to stop and breathe. And when I breathe, I think about the main idea why I've selected Oprah for this particular exercise, right? Because I'm breathing in her essence of being overachiever, breathing in her courage, her beautiful skills, communication skills, her business skills. They're amazing. It's totally mesmerizing what she did with her life. She could have a totally different life of a Black woman living in a poor community. But look what she's done. She said no to that. And then she accomplished so much in her life. I don't know what drove her and who helped her, but I think the first thing first, it came from her desire to make a huge change in her life. I think that was a number one thing. Oh my God, here, like I'm really getting it. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Yes. She really looks fantastic because, you know, the color of the marker was not showing up well. And now when I'm applying this golden pencil, I really feel like I'm getting it now. Oh, she is beautiful. It's almost like Egyptian even goddess. Almost like that, I feel now. We'll see. It's going to come out. You know, most important not to lose the hope that we're going to get the full understanding of what's going on here when we're putting neural lines. And you know that the underlying reason of using neural lines is because we're creating brand new neurological connections, right? I'm drawn on top of Oprah and I'm thinking about her skills and her way of life and how she achieved things in life. And I'm drawing the lines and then I'm going to round them. And you know what's going to happen after that? We're going to create exactly perfect neurological connection for, or connections plural, for our goals as well. Look at her. Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love it. I do. So you know, you really need to keep your focus on why you selected the avatar. What's so beautiful about that person that you've selected? What qualities, you know, in the beginning, what we've been doing, we wrote down all the qualities that we really would like to acquire from our avatar, right? So when you're doing it, you really need to think about it because through neural lines, through crossings, and through roundings of those lines, you're really going to get to the point where you're going to start building it inside of your brain. Let me do roundings. It's really beautiful. I love it. I love it, Oprah. I love it. I don't know if she loves it. I can't really tell at this point, but I'm sure it's going to come out. It's going to come out at some point. Sometimes it comes out earlier. Sometimes it comes out at the end. But the matter of fact, it doesn't matter when. The most important that we're doing the right thing. We are building those neural lines and recreating neurological connections that we need for our goals and our needs, right? Maybe some of you want to find the right partner in life, and then you could use a person who you want to model from. Maybe some of you need to get good business skills like me. You know, I'm not a businesswoman. I have never been a businesswoman, but now I'm transitioning into that. And to be honest with you, yes, it brings a lot of anxiety. It brings a lot of, you know, doubts, self-doubts. But it is what it is. I mean, look, I'm admitting my weaknesses, but I'm saying, should my weaknesses prevent me from going further? No, they should not. All right, I need to really sharpen my pencil. They should not prevent me from moving on, right? And I have a beautiful mentor. His name is Alex. And he told me that whenever you have an anxiety or self-doubt or anything, think about those people who you can help. Think about them. Because it's not about you. It's about them mostly. And when I think about people who I can help with Neurographica, I really feel like he's totally right. Who cares that I have anxiety? I have a beautiful tool to calm this anxiety, and millions of people don't. Millions of people don't have the tool for calming anxiety in such a short and effective way. And I have. So I should not make this whole thing about me anymore. It's not about me anymore. It's about them, about you guys, about my students, about people who I work with, geniuses. And you know, the reason why I called it Genius Network, because the book itself, the Einstein Factor, in that book, Wenger, who is genius himself, he's talking about the idea that everyone is a genius. We just need to develop skills. That's all. Everyone has everything inside to be a genius. It's just underdeveloped. Some people found a way of developing it, and that's how they became geniuses. But some people, because we have to work so hard to feed our families, and all of us have our own situations and health issues and all of that, right? We didn't have time for this. We didn't even think about it, right? We didn't even think about that we need to somehow focus on our abilities of being genius. Let me just rotate it her a little bit so I could do this. You know, at some point in life, you know, we realize that we cannot do things any longer that don't feed our soul. And specifically, you know, in Kabbalah, and you know, it was all, you know, in the old Jewish tradition, that was all about men. Women were not allowed to study Kabbalah at that time. Right now, everyone is studying Kabbalah, even Madonna. So, but what I'm trying to say that the reason for that is because by the age of 40, we're getting matured. Our brain gets matured, and by the age of 50, the lower part of the brain gets activated. And when it happens, we are getting into a lot of realizations about ourselves and our purpose, and things that were important to us to that point, they stop being important to us. I mean, they're still important, but not as important as fulfilling your life purpose. Maybe for some people, it sounds like, what is she saying? What life purpose? I don't have life purpose. Everyone has life purpose. It's just a matter of fact that people have a hard time getting into this and contemplating on their life purpose and going into meditative states and doing breathing and doing a lot of transformational work, where they're getting understanding on what they really need to achieve in life, or what is their true purpose. They don't have that sense. So, but it doesn't mean that in reality they don't have it. Yes, they have. They just don't know what it is. And that's why we do a lot of transformative practice for Neurographica as well. Oh my God, she's beautiful. I love her. She is fantastic. She's a gorgeous woman. But that's how you get in touch with your avatar. Avatars are the ones who inspire us, and we really need to, the way we need to color them is just to emphasize, first of all, our admiration towards them, right? How much we admire them. And we do, if I would not admire Oprah, I would not select her. Definitely not. And if I wouldn't admire Sarah Jessica, I would not select her. But again, maybe not, I don't know them as people, right? And who knows, maybe in reality, the way we picture them, in reality, they may be totally different people, right? I mean, they may be shown the qualities that we have no idea about. But I don't care. We should not care about this. We should only care about the qualities that inspire us. And I said, the most important quality that inspired me in Oprah, that she's an overachiever, and she was able to build herself from poverty. She took herself from poverty, and she built a totally beautiful, fantastic life of fulfillment and achievement and the wealth and the beauty. And she's, you know, I can talk about this forever, but I don't know. And that's why I've chosen her, because I admire it. And that's what I'm working on these qualities. I don't know about anything else about Oprah. I don't know about her family life. I know she's been married, but that's not what I'm working on right now. That's not my concern. Oh God, so much gold. So much gold. Let me just a little bit color her face, because I feel like I put so much gold on her face, but not enough color. So now let me just see how I can color her lips. And you know, you really need to be careful not to go crazy with putting like circus makeup on them, because it's not about making them looking like women from magazines. It's mostly getting their soul essence, right? But you know, I just feel like when it's black and white, the gold stands out so much that, you know, I really cannot see anything else, just gold, gold. But all right, it's fantastic. Let's not overdo their lips, like not putting like makeup as they would put on some models. Here is a totally different story. Here I see like almost like Egyptian goddess, um, almost like that. And I want to add some green here, because I feel like this flower or the star needs to be emphasized more, because there's something about that that's like essence of her power right on her face. See that? It's beautiful. I love green. I have to add some green. That's how we'll be adding up things. Like we're trying, we like it. Oh, all right. It speaks to us. Let's add it up. And this green is perfect. It's also like it has a metallic sense. I love it. It's beautiful. And I'm careful. I'm not trying to overdo it, you know. I just put in certain places. And you see I haven't rounded all the lines that crossed. I haven't. Because you don't have to. You don't have to round everything. It's enough to get a feeling and, you know, of their essence when you are connecting the lines. And it's enough to round at that point. But then when you color, you know, you could feel like, oh God, you know, here I don't have enough of rounding. Then you could just go ahead and round more. But in my case right now, I feel okay. I feel okay. And you know, green looks really nice with the golden color together. They really work very well. And you see, I'm not coloring the whole thing. I'm just giving some sort of shading in certain places. Right? Let's see what's going to happen here. In the eye, I really want to make it green. Yeah. You know, with Oprah, I'm getting totally different feeling. And of course, I'm going to be doing today my image streaming with her, trying to see what did I get from this exercise. And if you don't know what image streaming is, again, you could read it in Wenger's book, Einstein Factor, right? You could totally do that. All right, so you know, now I feel like I have to do her eyes, and her eyes need to be green for some reason. And we would need to use our artistic abilities to use the right strokes. You know, it almost feels like here, and I don't know why green. I don't know. You know, some crazy thoughts are coming to my head, like reptilian. Well, that's why, no. I know it's not true. It's just the green color brings that sense of, but you know, with Sarah, there was the same feeling that I have to add green around her eyes. I don't know. I have to think about it. Why all of a sudden I want to. But with Oprah, it's a little bit different. With Oprah, it's more about emphasizing her natural beauty with green color. I'm going to add some other colors as well. I just don't want to use only green. To have her eyes more visible. And for that, I would need to take a black marker. Let's see. So here you're getting to the point where you're already working with their facial features. And it's exciting. Why? Because it is almost like touching their face, really. You see, I felt that she's Egyptian, and now she's coming out like an Egyptian woman. Something with her eyes just like that. Coming out as Egyptian. I don't know, maybe something to do with Egyptian goddesses. I will put it in my active visualization, my image streaming exercise to see if there is a connection. You know, with Sarah Jessica Parker, what happened to me, all of a sudden the image of Oprah Dürer came up with his painting, Melancholia, and I could not understand why all of a sudden he came up. But that was a circle. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a square in his painting, Melancholia. There was a painting, I'm sorry, so just, I have to switch my phone, I'm sorry. There was a painting called Melancholia where there was very interesting numerological square that had some numbers, and you know, I have a friend who is a numerologist, and I asked her, and she's thinking about it. She's trying to understand where is the connection between Sarah Jessica Parker and Albrecht Dürer and the painting of Melancholia. And this magical square that I found. So lots of hints coming up when we go through this type of work. So now I feel like I really need to add some dark marker in order to make it more visible, what I've done so far. Make it more standing out, just like that. You know. So whoever is going to be doing this work with me, I know Kevin will be, and Svet, you will be, and some other people who will be buying it and recording. I would really like to see your work. I would love to. You could send me a personal message. You can post it in our group of Neurographica First Level, right? With explanation of how you felt. Was your heart pumping like mine? What emotions you had? You know, you may have totally different experience with your avatar. Totally different. It doesn't have to be exactly the same way as mine. So, but you know, I'm getting slower and slower because I believe I'm getting into trance state where I'm feeling kind of like that. I'm getting into her essence, and that's how it's supposed to be, you know, and that's exactly what happened when I was drawing Sarah Jessica Parker. At some point I started to kind of slowing down and getting into her, into her head probably, or into her body, started to feel just like her. Because look, we're looking at the image of Avatar, we're putting so many lines, we color them, and then at some point we feel like we are becoming them. I don't know, you may not get this feeling, but that's how I feel. Like I almost feel like I'm getting into her. I'm looking at the world through her eyes. That's how I feel right now. And I love the way she came out. She came out like Egyptian goddess with this beautiful tattoo in her face. It's just wow, where this came from. I felt like, oh my God, I have to do tattoo, but I couldn't understand why. But now, you know, the more I draw that, I'm like, oh my God, she's amazing. This woman is amazing. So we've been drawing for about an hour and 10 minutes, and it's a good timing to get into your avatar, started feeling it, starting to beauticize the avatar, trying to see what it's all about, right? And I can see that she came out as the Egyptian goddess. That's how I see. I don't know. There is nothing Egyptian here. If you ask me, like, what exactly Egyptian you see here, there's nothing, no symbols. But anyways, it feels like there are symbols there. I don't know. They somewhere else. They're hidden from us. But the way she looks like she knows a lot. She's like a wise goddess, maybe from the times of Nefertiti, the times of Amarna, when women were getting together for some artwork and some magic practices, right? And it looks like she was a part of it, this woman. She came to this live in order to give us a gift of wisdom and to inspire women to develop themselves and not to forget their identity, and not to be scared to come to the world regardless of their skin color or regardless of their nationality, whether or not they speak perfect English, whether or not they any racial qualities, doesn't matter. You see, she did all of this, um, fighting her way through. Now I just want to put some gold here. The green looks very nice, but the gold, like, we need some gold. Oh wow. I'm gonna add some gold here as well. But you know, like, the more I'm coloring her, the more I'm feeling almost like drawing the perfect avatar for myself, right? You know, I would love to have a veil like this on my head as well. And I love her tattoo on her face, or maybe it's a part of the veil that she put. You know, it really feels like it's the right thing to do. So really, really fantastic. Feels beautiful. Feels really, really great. All right. I want to make her earring, yeah, earring a little bit more visible here. Because really it looks now very, very visible, I think. Yeah. Maybe a little bit more color on her lips. Maybe a little bit of pink to freshen up, specifically on the flower itself. Almost like, you know, I feel like that's her essence, that's her true soul. And, you know, I'm going to be doing the exercise with Oprah, the Borrow Genius exercise. That's what I'm planning on. I'm going to be using her, not Sarah Jessica, in order to get to her skin and see the world through her eyes. That's what this exercise is all about. And then asking them for advice or for a gift. I think that would be very beneficial for me to do Oprah instead of Sarah Jessica. Although Sarah Jessica is very, very interesting avatar. But first I'm going to do Oprah and we'll see if it works well. I'll try to do it with Sarah. And again, we cannot hurt them by doing that. It's totally safe for them, for us, because we're taking their qualities. It's this practice has been used in deity yoga, that's been used in Raja yoga when we're observing the same subject for a while. In this case, we're observing our avatar. And but you have to understand, we cannot hurt them anyhow with this method. There's no way that we can hurt them. They can hurt us either. It's all about copying the qualities. It's all about getting into their state of mind, feeling them, understanding, right? Understanding this whole thing, understanding their purpose, and seeing, like, do we do the good, are we actually doing a good job of coloring them just like that, right? For me, it feels like totally awesome. It feels awesome to me, what I do here. So I want to make her eyebrows a little bit more visible. No, they're a little bit washed out because of the printer quality. I don't want to make them black, but at least just to be visible a little bit. A little bit more. Yeah, yeah. Now I could feel like almost like 3D. It really does feel like 3D. I think she would love to have something like this on her face. I think she would be able to understand why would I put such a beautiful whale on her face and color her with some green and some pink, and you know, she just looks amazing. I think she does. And I think that's enough. I'm not going to overdo that. I really felt so much for this practice. I got so much connected with her. I could feel her presence. I could feel that I'm doing the right thing for her by doing this. She liked it. I didn't feel any resistance from her. So it was the perfect practice. A little bit different than what I had with Sarah Jessica, but Again, every time you're doing it, it will be different. It will be. It has to be. Otherwise, you're not doing your practice. Okay. All right. So she's ready to go. And the next step is to go into image streaming. And I guess my requirement would be, or my request would be, to understand why she's got such a beautiful whale on her face and what this tattoo means. I'm going to ask her in my image streaming, and I will be watching for her answers, and maybe we'll find out even more. Maybe we will have some other avatar interfering. We'll see. I don't know yet. But this is something that I really, really would anticipate, that she would bring somebody in to this image streaming part. But again, I'm fantasizing. And sometimes what I fantasize doesn't happen, right? So I'm not going to be fantasizing too much. All right. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stop recording. I have a Kevin here. I just want to talk to him. But for the exercise, we're all complete. Everyone who bought it, who purchased it in recording, please send me your work with description. And I hope you had a fantastic time doing it. Until the next time.